welcome to the Enchanted Circle Podcast. Today is our bonus episode of the second excerpt of Onyx Storm. We are a new podcast of three best friends that have known each other since high school that love fantasy books. So here we are doing what we love most, which is obviously reading, theorizing, and having a great time together. From meeting in high school to reading Harry Potter, Twilight, and the Mortal Instruments series to reading Fourth Wing and ACOTAR, we are all back to rereading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame to prepare for the upcoming release of Onyx Storm. So we created this podcast for the recap and to theorize together. I'm Carolina. Welcome to the second bonus / emergency episode. We are covering the new excerpt in an article in the Cosmopolitan Magazine on Kindle Unlimited, aka the second excerpt and the longer one. And today my son turns 8 months and Dada is holding it down right now as we do this emergency episode. I hope you enjoy our podcast and have fun.
I'm Bella. So yeah, like Carol said, we got a little peek of what to expect in Onyx Storm, and we are so excited to share it with you all. So stay tuned for some interesting happening.
I'm Steph. Guys, I woke up at 6 a.m. hungover as fuck after my book club's Friendsgiving fucking spiraling to the fact that Cosmopolitan released this in their winter edition. I couldn't go back to sleep from the excitement. I think I reread it for an hour. It is getting me even more excited for Onyx Storm in a few weeks. Hopefully we know the exact details behind this excerpt. Let's get into it before my kids, who have been given iPads and snacks so we can do this, can get their mother back.
They're so cute.
Yes, iPad and snacks. That's the tactic.
Love it.
iPad, snack, and Frozen.
Nice.
We just have to mention content warnings. There will be spoilers for the entire book of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, including all of Xaden's POV chapters. If you have not read any of these books and his new POVs, please come back once you do. We wouldn't want to spoil anything for you. We may mention interviews or posts from Rebecca Yarros, so spoilers with that. Also, major spoilers for the new excerpt featured in the Cosmopolitan Magazine on Kindle Unlimited. Fair warning, we will be quoting quite a bit from Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros for this episode. This podcast is rated R due to the topics we discuss about this adult book. Also, we tend to curse a lot, so please be aware of children listening. Let's get into it. So excited! So the first words in this excerpt is venom. So they have been on patrol, it seems, lately, but not right now. They got alerted that there is venom inside of Besgaeth. Guys, I am screaming.
They're definitely doing rounds of patrols as they have people guarding Besgaeth. Some of the venom have snuck in within the wards. What? The wards are supposed to protect them from an attack, but what exactly alerted them? Who do they see to notice that they're in the wards? Like, I know this excerpt is part of a bigger chapter. So what alerted them at that point that they were there, that there's venom there?
Maybe there was like a dragon nearby that communicated with one of their dragons, maybe. They're disguised as scribes, and probably because the hoods can conceal them very well. But that makes me think of the possibility of an undercover venom working as a scribe for a very, very long time in Besgaeth.
We see our boy Taryn even say, quote, "They're within the walls," end quote. As Violet is handing Aloy daggers to Sawyer, our girl says her infamous line, quote, "None of us die today," end quote. Damn right, they better not. Ree, being the best squad leader ever, gives orders and tells Marin to protect Sawyer. Also, guys, if you hear my baby in the background, sorry, not sorry, but life is lifing. So who the fuck is Marin? She tells Kat to help whoever she can. I still find Kat so fucking annoying, but okay.
Okay, Carol, okay. Be nice. She is there helping. In war, they have to work together. I know she could be a little bit sus, but still, like, in the end of Iron Flame, she's not that bad.
Right? But
so,
like, she still tried to take
like a
Xaden away.
You know what, guys?
You
Our
know
patch.
She needs to get with Auric, and then she can have power.
Don't even get me started on Auric, okay? Ree is such a strong leader here in this excerpt, okay? So this scene must be right after the end of Iron Flame because they are in the infirmary because of Sawyer, who we know got injured in the end of Iron Flame.
I am glad she gave Sawyer one of her 2 aloe daggers to be able to protect himself. but it has left her now with one alloy dagger. And she is the one that's gonna run toward the danger. She needs every single dagger she can get her hands on. How long after they lifted the wards did they come? I think it's soon after the attack, but not immediately, maybe a few days. I'm going to say this is maybe a later on because she later lets us know that they have second lieutenants temporarily stationed there to protect Biscayeth. So is this immediately after the attack, or did Sawyer get hurt again? I don't know.
Remember in one of our episodes, I mentioned what happened to Winifred? Well, Homegirl is right here in this scene helping a cadet stand, and she warns Violet to not go out there.
Also, remember, she is Nolan's wife. Do you guys think she knows what Nolan was up to? How he turned on Violet, the girl he had been healing for years? Or is she just clueless?
Good point there. You think Violet listened? Nope. Our girl told her to lock the door and they bolted out of the infirmary and left Sawyer in there, but our boy Riddick is with them, commenting that locking the doors won't stop the venom. True, but whatever. They reach the tunnel. They note blankets on every bed down the hall that they have been thrown back, revealing dead bodies. Violet notes, how did this happen so fast?
Again, how were they able to siphon power from them even within the wards? I need more venom info. There's still so much we do not know about the venom, and it is driving me crazy. I need answers. I feel like Violet right now. I need the truth. I need answers.
We need the truth right
Please.
now.
I am Violet. Which makes I love Xaden. So
likewise, so that makes two of us. So I would be petrified at the sight of this. Can you imagine? I believe either they had a strong venom siphoning power or many venom were present within.
That's a good one. Yeah.
2 more riders reach the squad, both from Second Wing. Violet reaches for Xaden, but she thinks, quote, I reach for Xaden and find his shields not only up, but impenetrable, end quote.
Ooh,
guys,
let's keep that in mind
guys. At first, I was like, oh my God, stop. Is he involved with this? My heart sank. But I believe now, rereading this 1,000 times, Xaden is still hiding things from Violet, which is so fucking frustrating. What the fuck else could he be hiding? More on that in a few.
Is this the beginning of Xaden trying to distance himself from Violet? Where is he, though? What is he doing? Who is he with? Also, his mental shields are strong. Like, impenetrable? Damn.
Violet notes that Xaden is not answering back and she gets frustrated. She's like, you know what? I got this. Which, yes, you do, boo-boo, and you don't need no man to protect you. Xaden, what the fuck? Where are you? Taryn tells Violet, quote, you do not have a conduit, end quote. Which Violet explains that she can't accurately aim her strikes right now, especially not indoors. So it leaves them with just their daggers in this moment. But our girl is good with those, thankfully. Violet also tells Taryn to tell the others to guard the ward stone. And Taryn tells her, quote, already done, end quote. Our smart, grumpy dad dragon.
When Violet tells Taryn to tell the others, is this how Xaden finds out about the attack? If so, isn't it more reason to be able to communicate with Violet? Unless he's talking to the venom.
Listen, I don't know. Xaden is very questionable right now. Recommands the other 2 riders that just arrived to check the bridge. Her being the ultimate leader right now just makes me so proud, and she better be wing leader next year. I love Rhys so much. And guys, and Darna says, quote, bring their bodies outside once you're done killing them so we can roast them for fun, end quote. Skull emoji insert here, because Andarna, our sweet Andarna, has become a violent little thing. And like, oh my God.
I was going to say like rider, like dragon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, when they say like your dogs look like you, this is right now. Like this,
yes,
this is her dragon
looking that like is so
looking
accurate.
Like Violet.
That is so accurate because my dog Darla literally reminds me of Brian. Like they're identical to each other. I also love how much confidence she has in Violet and the squad. She knows Violet is going to kill these venom without a doubt in her mind. And Darna has become a sassy one, and I'm here for it. I'm eating it up. And I'd even say she's more sassy than Taryn and Sigale put together.
Her commentary is a comedic relief we need in every single serious moment. Speaking of Andarna, I think her dragonfire or maybe her scorpion tail is the key to killing the venom or maybe the cure. I know, a lot of crazy theories floating in my brain right now.
Hey, but that's a good one.
That is a
really,
very,
honestly,
listen, that's a
I
solid
haven't-
theory. Violet is, that's great and all in Darna, but not right now, my dear. Ree reminds them to stay focused and moves to Violet's left in this scene. They begin to move as one, which I love this squad, and they are just the baddest squad in the fucking land. Ree, Riddick, and Violet staying strong together here. As they make their way down the hall, they note there are no survivors. Oh my god, shit is so real right now. And Besgaia, like, side note, where the fuck are the leaders? Where's Melgren, Daddy Atos, Panchek? Hello, where's the
Where
teachers?
are they?
The fuck? They follow the curve of the tunnel, and a fucking scribe pops out of the stairwell and is running towards them. I'd faint. I cannot.
But to where? Where is this venom exactly going? What is he after? I don't know.
True. And Violet gets her dagger ready to throw as the scribe is running towards them. I got to quote this part. Violet notes, quote, "The scribe's hood falls back, revealing red-rimmed eyes with spider-webbed veins of his temples. Nope, definitely not a cadet," end quote. We can assume this is a sage because of the spider-webbed veins noted at its temples. I thought this would be a, quote, a sim, end quote, forgive my pronunciation, but they are noted to not have spider-webbed veins yet. Quick rundown of venom levels real quick. Number 1, initiate, the lowest level. Eyes may have been reddened depending on how much they drain. We can assume Xaden is at this level right now. Second is a sim. Eyes fluctuate different colors of red and veins distend when they are draining or using their power, but they don't have spider-webbed veins yet. Third is sage, are responsible for initiates, and their eyes are permanently red, starting at their temples and expanding as they age. They are noted to have the spider-webbed veins starting at their temples. And then 4 is Maven, aka the general of the venom. They have never been captured or studied or anything. Moving on. So Violet throws her daggers, and of course our girl hits true and kills that fucker. Yes, queen. Ree even notes, quote, "Damn, sometimes I forget how good you are at that," end quote. Damn right she is. Riddick asks Violet, quote, "How did you know," end quote, to kill the venom / scribe he meant. And Violet notes that if he was a true scribe, he would have ran for the archives instead of them. Violet's mind of a scribe at work here. Violet notes how the alloy's power dimmed. Hold on. The power can fluctuate? I either forgot that or didn't catch that at all.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too.
Good thing we are rereading these books. Violet is also thinking how her and Imogen know how a lot of scribes walk around the infirmary and they didn't even notice if they are venom.
Where did Imogen go, though? Because in the beginning, it is V, Ree, Riddock, Sawyer, Kat, and Marin, but no mention of Imogen. If they were both on their way to the infirmary, when did she leave? And why didn't the undercover venom attack them? At this point, we know that they want Violet, so wouldn't this have been the perfect opportunity to grab her?
That's a good point. Where is Imogen, actually? Violet figured out that's how they've been feeding unnoticed because they are covered by the scribe robes. OMG. I think Venom were in Besgaith for a long time. Undercover, insert Jackass Barlow here. He was definitely Venom from the fucking beginning, but anyway.
Yes, the scribe attire would be a perfect way to disguise themselves because of their hoods.
Brings me to this theory. Is Nolan Venom? Because he was apparently trying to cure Jack, but what if maybe they're working together?
Oh, 100%. And what happened to Nolan after Violet got free from her being captured? Anyway, 2 more scribes note to approach them from the opposite side of the tunnel. Now they're not trusting scribes, or anyone rather. Ree orders them to take off their hoods.
I love how Ree takes command of this because sometimes Violet reacts, but Ree thinks it's best to see their eyes before Violet kills them. Remember when Violet would have rather killed herself than kill anyone? Our girl has changed so much. That sense of innocence, it's kind of lost forever for her.
Actually, that's a good note.
I think now that she understands out of everything that she has been through, sometimes she has to sacrifice what she doesn't want to do for the greater good.
Mm-hmm. It's noted that the scribes are actually scribes and they run back to the archives. But first of all, one of them had a tremble. Could that one have been a venom and went to run back to God knows who? They legit can't trust anyone.
I don't think so. I think she was shook. Her friend grabbed her because she started to sway. Remember, not everyone has been upfront and personal with venom. She even says, "Is that?" And she kind of trails off with that as if she's never seen a venom before in real life. So I think it was more her literally surprised and scared. You know,
True.
I don't believe everybody knows, or maybe this is like a first year cadet who literally is like new. Also, scribes aren't supposed to talk, guys. They're only supposed to and they talk.
Steph, you're a genius. That is so true. So those two cadets not even have been scribes?
I don't know, but they're not
because they were talking,
or
especially the one that was shooketh. Okay,
I think she was
back
just
to my theory.
But also, I noted that they're scribes and they're not supposed to talk. But maybe she was shooketh, and that's why she talked.
Riddick asked them, should they head upstairs or downstairs? And they all hear someone scream below them. So naturally, they head downstairs. This reminds me of scary movies where the main actor hears something, and instead of running away, they go towards the sound. They head towards the torture chamber, which is downstairs.
Quote, "Great. Down the stairwell to the torture chamber where an untold number of freshly fed dark wielders wait. Good times." End quote. I'm deceased. Redoc's commentary parallels and Darna's.
I do love his commentary. And Violet thinks, quote, "I send up a silent thanks to Aaron Norris for building Besgaiath with stone stairs instead of wooden ones, with the potential to creak or burn." End quote. Saving that name to look up later. Anyway, Taryn tells her to focus on the now and not the past right now. Okay, Taryn.
Odd thing to say, Taryn. We know recounting history is how Violet centers and collects herself. So, Taryn, give our girl a damn minute.
It's odd as well because Vi was just glad that the steps are made of stone. Out of nowhere, he says to focus on the present and not the past. Like, is he trying to warn her of something?
They hear what is noticeably a fight right now as swords, etc. clang together, and someone is clearly hurt by the sounds they hear. Violet runs faster towards the sound and her power starting to rise to her skin, and Taryn reminds her to control herself. Violet snaps back saying, quote, "quiet time," end quote. She needs to focus, Taryn. Violet puts her shields up, and our girl obviously has been working on her shields. Someone says from below, quote, "Stop playing with your kill and help us get this door open," end quote. Excuse me? What door? What is happening? Violet, being the brilliant woman that she is, notes it's an enemy and they want Jackass Barlow. Steph, you're right. There is something with Jack. He is super important here.
Yes,
because
he is.
Because these fucks are trying to save his ass. What is up with him? Riddick catches on to what Violet is thinking and even asks how many guards are on Barlow, and Reeve responds 2. Then they hear someone dying, and then Violet says, well, now 1. Oh my God, why do they want Jack? Is Jack a general? What the fuck? Or like Steph said, is that Xaden's mommy's other son and she's trying to save her baby? Oh my God, I can't. My heart.
Is he the child of Mama Ryerson and the fucking mage?
Hold on while I fucking faint. Okay, I'm back. What?
The same mage that wants Violet and Xaden? Remember when Colonel Kaari told Violet that her and Xaden would be wanted for the power that they both wield when they are together? If we take my mad woman theory out, we recall Jack telling Violet at the end of Iron Flame that they have been there the whole time, infiltrated on all levels. The Venom have been able to mask themselves for a while. Not only in the scribe quadrant, but all quadrants. Maybe they have been keeping their existence a secret as well because it benefits them if no one knows they exist. It gives them the one up on the whole continent.
They reach the antechamber and Violet notes, quote, 2 dark wielders dressed dressed in scribe robes, yank at the unmoving door handle to Jack's cell, while a female pulls her ruby-hilted sword across the neck of a second lieutenant who has been pinned to the thick table with daggers through his hands, and a fourth stands at the edge of the shadows, end quote. Okay, hold on. Who's the fourth in the shadows, and why did Rebecca note this one was in the shadows? Xaden, I swear you better explain soon, bruh.
Ooh, it looks like Zaddy is watching.
Quote, her long silver braid swings free of her hood as her attention whips in our direction, and her eerie red gaze jumps to mine and widens slightly under a faded tattoo on her forehead. My blood chills when a smirk tilts her mouth, distorting the red veins at her temples, and then she disappears, end quote. Who is this, guys?
Crazy.
I can't even breathe. I was thinking, is this a sibling of Violet's? Could Daddy Sorrengail be alive and have another child? Or could have Lilith had another child? I don't know. Who fucking knows? Thoughts?
Yes. Oh my God. I have to say that I agree with this. But the only thing that threw me off is that, one, her eyes widen when she sees them and smirks. If they're siblings, then she definitely knows about Violet, unlike Violet knowing about her. Remember the missive in Iron Flame from Colonel Nolan to General Sorrengail? Quote, we have tried every method we know of as you requested. There is no cure. There is only control. End quote. How long was Lilith looking for a cure? Is this why? To save her other child? Is Violet a twin? Is Violet Signet time traveling? Mad woman theory.
Up. Steph, hold on. I'm going to faint again. What? Stop it. That's so good.
I'd like to believe that Violet would recognize herself. Maybe the tattoo, or is it a rune? Maybe a rune that changes your appearance? Because 1, she has a silver braid. 2, she recognizes them. 3, she is in the shadows, and only Violet is ever in the shadows that Xaden commands.
That's yes. Oh my gosh.
That's really good. And it got me thinking, could that be future Violet coming into the past and seeing herself and knowing where she is then? Could this be like a story where Violet sees her future self and sees what could become of her if she goes the route of becoming a Venin? And if so, then how can she stop herself from doing that? Like, that's a really good theory.
I agree. And I think like there's definitely some relation to the silver hair girl, especially after she smiles at her.
Shout out to my friend Liz, who also noted that this woman proves that Violet is part Venin or part Cure, especially her and Andarna being the antidote. This woman, according to levels of Venin, we can assume is a sage as well. Like, who is she? And it's like she knows exactly who Violet is. And she even notes that they need Violet alive. Which, Steph, you got me thinking now. Could Violet be saying, don't kill her younger self? Like, I don't know. But anyway, guys, oh my God, if Violet gets captured by them, I'm gonna be sick. But another thing I thought about is, could she be Xaden's mother? Hear me out. She knows who Violet is, and she's here and she's there saving Jack, her assumed son, according to Steph. She disappears before Xaden arrives, and that is so sus, guys. It's like she knew Xaden was approaching, and Xaden would definitely identify her, so she left before he could get there in time.
Wait, maybe. Oh my God. If she is Xaden's mother, then is that why she's in the shadows? Holy frickin' shitballs. Also, it seems like no one else in the group noticed her. Only Violet.
Ooh,
Violet
said,
good point. Quote, I blink against the sudden breeze that rustles a loosened strand of my braid, then stare at the empty space she'd occupied. At least, I think she had. Am I seeing things? End quote. Something about this line is giving Rebecca trying to tell us Violet's signet without really telling us.
Oh my God, yes. Maybe when she turned Venin, she was banished out of Navarre by General Sorrengail, which could have caused the war between Tyrrendor and Navarre.
Also, I was thinking, could this be a moment where time was stopped again? Like, somehow her and Violet just had a moment where everyone around them, like, time stopped for like a second. You know, Who knows?
Yeah.
But Ree gasps and Violet notes the imprisoned guard bleeding out. She also notes 2 corpses, one in cream and one in black. What the fuck is going on, guys? Oh my God. Violet notes another venom and she flicks her dagger and kills that one immediately before she alerted the others. By the way, Violet hit her damn throat. Our girl is one badass bitch.
Quote, ruby hilted sword, end quote. Could this be some sort of special sword? Why the ruby? Does the stone have power in some sort?
I was thinking, could it be a royal weapon? Maybe the barons have a monarchy of swords just like the other regions do.
But a dark-haired venom moved unnaturally fast for Violet and dodged her fucking dagger. Violet notes a shape coming toward her and Ree yells for Violet to drop, and our girl did. Violet slides on ice that we can assume Riddick made for her on the floor. Then, quote, a dark wielder with the sword yells, quote, not the silver hair. We need her, end quote. What the fuck? Need her for what? I understand how they want to kill Violet because she can kill Venom and possibly cure them with Indarna, potentially. All assumed, of course. Violet assumes they need her to control Xaden, and she's like, oh, hell no.
She specifically says, quote, to control Xaden? Fuck that. I'll never be used against him again. End quote. The fact that she says again also makes me feel like this is maybe a later part in the book, not immediately after the attack.
Maybe he is resisting to do their bidding, and a threat to Vi is the only way he does it.
I have questions though. Where is Jack? He always has some bullshit thing to say. So does that mean he was able to escape?
I was thinking too, maybe like he got knocked out in the cell, or he's just unconscious maybe.
He's uncharacteristically quiet in this moment, which is so not like him. Unfortunately, the writer dies. Then in a blink, the black-haired venom appears in front of Violet. She keeps noting how unnaturally fast they are. Could her second signet be something to do with agility? She needs to be quicker than them. Anyway, moving on. So Violet aims a dagger for his throat and she notes, quote, he studies me with sickening excitement in his red eyes. End quote. Why the fuck is he excited about this? What the fuck? I'm so confused. He's about to die, but the dark wielder says, quote, the lightning wielder. You're a long way from the sky, and we both know how you can't kill me with that knife. End quote. Oh my God.
At this point, though, she doesn't have the alloy dagger because she threw it at the one with the sword. So I think she's just using a regular dagger.
Violet is the only one that can kill high-powered venom with her lightning. Oh, gods. Rhea is about to strike this guy, but then our shadow daddy finally appears. Also, thank you, Rebecca, for blessing us with his presence. Quote, shadows quake at the edges of the chamber and a corner of my mouth rises. I won't have to. End quote. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hi, Xaden. Shadows explode around them and it's lights out right now. I love how Violet recognizes the shadows as home, which is so odd because on the first excerpt, they don't behave like they do in this scene. We can assume this is one of the first few chapters in the beginning of the book. I have to quote this, quote, a band of darkness wraps around my hips and yanks me backwards, then brushes my cheek gently, steadying my galloping heartbeat and quieting my power, end quote. Xaden legit kills all of the venom in one fucking swoop. Okay, I have a lot of questions here. How is Xaden's power powerful enough to kill the venom? Also, where is Jack? Did Xaden kill him too? If he didn't, then why the fuck not? Violet finds alloy daggers in the chest of all the dark wielders. There is a lot of questions here.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe because when he became Venom, it made him more powerful. Another clue is his mental shield that we read from the beginning being more impenetrable.
To bring up the other excerpt that Rebecca released a couple weeks ago, the way Xaden's shadows behave toward Violet in that excerpt by quickly disappearing is not like them. They definitely are not together there because we see here that the shadows basically grab her and don't. Just because the shadows overtake the room, it doesn't mean Xaden can't see and stabbed each one of them when they couldn't see.
But focus on our shadow daddy as he approaches Violet with 2 swords peeking out from his back. He's just perfection. But I have to quote this entire thing. And Violet notes, quote, He's in thick winter flight leathers, devoid of any markings but his second lieutenant rank, and speckled with tiny dots of water that tells me he's been out in the snow. Second lieutenant, the same rank as Barlow's guards had been, the same as Garrick, who's standing at the base of the steps behind Xaden, end quote. Hold the front fucking door. Number one, where the fuck is it snowy? And why did he go there? Side note, if he's with Sigale, she's pissed because it's cold as fuck.
That's a good point because she hates the cold.
Mm-hmm. He definitely was not in the Barrens because the Barrens is noted to be a desert. I looked at this map and I could not pinpoint a region where he was at. Second, why is he wearing the same fucking rank as Barlow's guards? In Iron Flame, wasn't he a first rank lieutenant? Why would he pose as one of Jack's guards? To me, it sounds like he's playing as if he's one of Jack's guards and plots or finds out whatever he can from Jack. Or he found out who Jack really is and is trying to get as much information as he can from Jack himself. Why is Garrick in the same uniform? Where did they go? I believe Xaden is probably looking for something. I did a quick search of where could Snow be, and he could be at the Esben Mountains near the eastern border with Promiel.
Yes, and it's the highest mountain along the eastern border with Bravik, and snow is very common to find on mountains. That's very good.
I did a search of Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. Snow also falls in Aricia, too. It's noted in Iron Flame in Chapter 45 and in Chapter 50. It's noted to accumulate 6 inches of snow in that hour that Violet was training with Felix in Aricia. Yeah. There's also snow near the cave where Endarna killed that orange dragon back in Iron Flame. There's a lot of places where Xaden could have been. There's snow everywhere, even in Besgaith around this time. So it was really hard to pinpoint where Xaden went because there's snow mentioned everywhere.
I love you, Xaden, but fuck, I hate that he is going behind Violet's back, talking to Jack, going somewhere that had his mental shields impenetrable. I cannot take another book of the same issue. Communication is key. Please. Something tells me we will see the distance between Violet and Xaden begin to grow as Xaden tries to protect Violet. As men have mates, these two are very much so giving fated mates vibe. I hope that they are because the connection they have, it very much so is giving same vibes as Taryn and Sigale.
Good note. I agree with you, Steph. As Violet looks at Xaden, she notes, quote, gold-flecked onyx eyes meet mine, and my breath stabilizes only when I realize he's unharmed, and there isn't a single trace of red to be found anywhere near his irises. He may technically be an initiate, but he's nothing like the Venin we just fought, end quote. Or is he? Xaden just killed them with little to no effort. He definitely, if anything, is more powerful than the Venin they just went up against. According to Venin levels, Xaden could be a sim right now. Who knows? Like, I'm just mind blown right now. Could Xaden just not be drawing power in this moment? I also love how Garrick is loyal to Xaden and by his side in this moment. I believe Xaden is looking for something or found out vital information but can't tell Violet. Also, why can't he tell Violet? Like, why? I know people probably think he's already working with the Venin, but I personally don't think so. Also, from our last excerpt episode, we were theorizing that they broke up, and I don't think they broke up yet. This must be the very beginning of Onyx Storm. From the way they interact here, from the way Xaden's shadows behave near Violet. Violet notes how much she loves him, and Xaden responds, quote, tell me something, Violence. Why is it always you? End quote. Hi, Xaden. Hi, Xaden. Hi. We love you. He's clearly annoyed that Violet put herself in danger, and I love how he killed the threat to Violet instantly without question. I don't think he's working with the Venin yet by how quickly he killed them for Violet, but I need to know, where is Jack? Why didn't Xaden kill him? Why is he so quiet? What is happening?
The amount of things going on is too much. A part of me wants to make this a 2-hour episode dissecting it line by line, because where did Imogen go? How many Venin are in Besgaith pretending to be normal? How were they able to feed within the wards? Does Winifred know what her husband has been up to? Who was the one with the silver braid? And why did she know exactly who Violet was? And how was she able to basically teleport out? Is Violet a time traveler? Because also, why did Taryn tell her to, quote, pay attention to the present, not the past, end quote?
Oh, that was good. That was really good stuff.
What does it mean? Or is it Xaden's mother? That is why she's able to hide in the shadows. Or is she Violet's sister she knows nothing about? Is she why Lilith turned? Lilith, what is your story, sis? Now you're dead and shit, and you can't give us any answers. I'm mad. My brain is in a pretzel right now. So many mad woman theories.
Mm-hmm.
Xaden, I love you, but please don't be a martyr and hurt by trying to protect her again. Together, the power you wield is unstoppable. The key is working together. Now, I want to time travel into the future so it could be January 21st and I can know all these answers and then be in grief that it's over. We have 2 more books to wait for after Onyx Storm.
The stress is stressing right now. Oh my God, guys, what an episode. By the way, I read this excerpt at 2 a.m. and I have been unwell since. And we hope you enjoyed this bonus episode with us. Please let us know your theories. We would love to hear them. Stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you so much for everyone who has been supporting us, and we love you and we are thankful for the support. We will be posting a new episode every Tuesday, except this one, which will be posted today.
Lord, the excitement was too much for me. I can't believe this came out at 2 a.m. I was definitely sleeping, so Carolina, how did you even sleep? We are just your local trio of best friends enjoying each other's company and talking about what they love the most. Books. This podcast is so fun to make when you have the best girls doing it with you. Remember to follow us on @Enchanted Circle Pod on Insta and TikTok, and follow/subscribe to our podcast channel on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or YouTube.
I cannot wait for January. Just like Steph said, I wish I could just time travel to the release date. There's so much going on that is hard to keep up. I'm going to have to start one of those detective boards, but it just adds on to the glorious anticipation for Onyx Storm. So until Tuesday on the Enchanted Circle Pod.